Hi, welcome to yet another episode of the South African Untold Premature Birth Stories. Today we've got another preemie mom from our tribe, of course, to share her prematurity experience so that one day new preemie families or any preemie family that land on our page can find comfort in her story. Please help me welcome Ivy to our podcast.
Hi, Mashallah.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm
Thanks
glad
for
to
having
see
me.
you.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
It's been a minute, yes.
Yes. And today we're going to share your prematurity story. Are you ready to share with the world?
Yeah, what a story, what a journey. Yes, I'm ready. I'm also excited to share awareness about the prematurity journey.
Oh, great. We are also happy when we hear mothers from our tribe who are ready to help us share our untold stories. Thank you so much. So let's dive into it. So you were pregnant last year,
Yes, I was.
2023. Was this your first pregnancy?
This was my first pregnancy.
And you're so excited?
I was so happy.
I can imagine.
I couldn't wait.
You were over the moon.
I was over the moon.
And your excitement was short-lived. Why?
Oh, well, I guess I was not the only one excited, because little Miss was also just excited as I was.
Okay.
She couldn't wait to see me.
Oh, wow. She couldn't wait to meet mommy.
She couldn't wait to meet mommy.
Okay.
Mm.
During your pregnancy, did the doctors mention that there's a possibility that you might give birth prematurely?
No. I had a healthy pregnancy until I was 6 months pregnant, and it's normal for a pregnant woman to, of course, have swollen feet.
Yes.
But I had read from one of the books that if your feet go swollen for more than 4 days consecutive without the swelling going down, you need to consult the doctor.
Okay.
So I went to see the doctor, just my normal GP, but I had already started my journey with the gynae. When I got there, he said I have preeclampsia. So that's high blood when a person is pregnant. And then he said because I had already started my journey with the gynae, he's referring me to my gynae. That was on a Saturday, and then on Monday I went to see my gynae, and I got admitted to monitor the high blood, of course. So the first time the doctor mentioned prematurity to me was the GP, because he was like, your high blood is very high, and in cases like this, normally you won't be able to carry full term. So when you are 34 or 36 weeks pregnant, you will have to deliver the baby through C-section. And then that's where the prematurity idea started planting. I might have a premature baby, but still being hopeful that maybe we'll be able to monitor my high blood, yes, and I'll be able to carry full term.
Okay.
But only to find out that my high blood was not really monitored. So a week after trying to monitor it, we delivered the baby.
Just like that.
And that's how she came to the world.
Oh, wow. And how long was the pregnancy when you delivered your warrior?
She was 30 weeks.
30 weeks. Wow.
So exactly at 7 months.
Wow. And what was her birth weight at 30 weeks?
This girl, she weighed 1.1 kg. She was so tiny.
I can imagine. Was this a natural birth or you gave birth through C-section?
So there's more.
Okay, come with it. We are here. We've got the whole day.
Apparently my preeclampsia was so severe that it could not be monitored, and it caused placental abruption. Okay. So from being on sick leave trying to monitor my BP, the first day when I went back to work, that's where I discovered that my placenta had abrupted. And yeah, we had a major incident at the office. It was a whole movie where it's an incident now. I just got up, before you knock off at work. I got up, I went to the loo because I'm pregnant. I don't want to drive around pressed in the car, so I went to the bathroom. When I got there, I realized that I was bleeding. Until the whole time when I was sitting, the placenta was abrupting slowly. And so we had to act immediately. We went to the office clinic where they gave me a trip to just help calm me down. From there, I called my guide. I asked the emergency people, will they be able to take me to the normal hospital? Because I had already done my antenatal classes there. I was already booked there like a week before there, so it was a familiar place for me to go to.
Yes.
So I asked if they'll be able to take me there, and they agreed. So I was like, at least things are going my way. And then I called my gynae. I'm like, I'm having this situation. He was asking me how much blood has went out. I'm like, I don't know, but it's fine. When last did you hear the baby move? I'm like, just before I went to the bathroom, because I was having my afternoon snack, and she liked sweet things.
Yes.
So whenever I'd have sweet things, she'll dance around. So I'm like, that's the last time. And then he told me, no, it's fine. I told him, the ambulance is bringing me there, please, I am coming.
Yes.
So they needed to plan and, I don't know, organize for me.
Yeah.
Do something
so that
about
you can
it.
be admitted on arrival.
Yeah, so it was an emergency C-section. When I got there, I got transferred from ambulance people to the hospital, immediate admission, and I had to go through general anesthetic because they couldn't use, you know how C-section, apparently they inject you. And I was afraid of that, so I'm like, hey, these things are, everything that I'm afraid of, I'm avoiding. Unplanned, but I'm avoiding. So I went through general anesthetic, I went to bed pregnant and woke up a mom.
Oh, wow. This is so interesting because I also gave birth to a 34-weeker due placental abruption in 2014. And with me, it was not even high blood pressure. I was admitted where my gynae was treating me for UTI, you know. So it's interesting that we've got one thing in common, and that's prematurity. And I'm happy that since we started the podcast, now there's a mom who also had a placental abruption. And after how long did you go and see your child after delivering?
Okay, so we delivered around the afternoon, and it was my gynae's procedure. Apparently, that's how he works, where you have to lie in bed for 8 hours straight.
Yes.
So I had to see my baby the following day in the afternoon. So around 5, that's when I went to see her for the first time. Yeah, I was so scared, but I was also excited because she's here. As much as I was not ready for her, no hospital bag, nothing, because I was only about to buy those things. You know, 7 months, you're still planning.
You're still planning.
Fully prepared for a baby.
That's true.
So as much as I was not fully prepared, but I was excited that she's here, and I went to see her. She was so tiny. She still had laguna, you know, that baby hair on the skin and everything, and she was so quiet, just sleeping there. I'm like, she looks scary. But I got comfort because, you know, before you go see the baby, or I don't know if it's a general process or it happened with me.
Okay.
The pediatrician had come to the room, we spoke, and she came with, I think because of how the delivery happened. They saw it's traumatic.
Yes.
The blooding and everything else that happened. So I had like a mini intervention. But I remember there was my pediatrician and 2 ladies and a dietitian. So they prepared me. They told me about the feeding of the baby. They told me about the prematurity journey. They kept me up to date.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Plus, during pregnancy, I had read a lot. I had a pregnancy app on my phone, so I could read every day about the development of the baby and what to expect in the coming months, weeks, years. So somehow mentally, I had the theory.
Yes.
So it was time to be physically present and attend to the baby because she's here.
Yes.
You see? So,
you can't say, no, not now. She's here.
And she wanted to be here, so I need to catch up. I had to catch up. But I did well, and then when we got there, the nurses were also supportive.
Oh, that's amazing.
They told me, no, don't worry. And I can confidently say to any mom who sees her baby for the first time that it's just the special way that we meet our babies. Yes, we know the normal one where 9 months pregnancy, women carry full term, but this one is special, and the little miracles couldn't wait to see us.
Yeah.
So I got comforted. Okay, I don't want to disappoint her. I'm here.
Yes.
Let me also be fully present and deliver.
Oh, that's beautiful. Oh, I'm glad to hear that they came to speak to you and they somehow prepared you for the neonatal intensive care. That's why for you it was traumatic, but you knew what to expect. Unlike a lot of us that went into the neonatal intensive care, we didn't know what to expect. We were just shocked to see tiny babies, others in incubators, and they were just there. And we walked into their ward and we asked, where's our baby? And they said, come, let's take you to your baby. So with me, I found my daughter's pediatrician at the bedside. He's the one who introduced me to my preemie, So that's how it happened. And I'm glad that they prepared you, because the neonatal intensive care first visit, guys, it's not an easy one.
Sure, I didn't.
It's not an easy one, and I'm glad that you went in there prepared and also excited to meet your miracle baby. So during her stay in the neonatal, how was it? How was the support from the neonatal staff, from your family? How was the support in general?
The support was great, and also I asked a lot of questions. So whenever I couldn't understand something or was curious about something, I'd ask. We built good relationships with the staff, and some days when I'd come, my pediatrician will be here, my gynae will be here. So I'd always ask them, how's the baby doing? Are they happy with their development and growth? And of course we were excited and couldn't wait to take the baby home. The main question would be, don't worry, mommy. Your baby will still go home. Just be patient, mommy, because it's... So when do you think we're going to take her home?
Yes.
Every day. When do you... Okay. But yeah. So my neonatal journey was great. I believe I did the best that I could, especially with the situation.
Yes.
She was in there for 6 weeks, 6 days, so almost 7 weeks.
Okay.
I had to come daily or go to the hospital daily to take her my breast milk, because I was pumping for her since she was admitted and I was discharged at that time.
Yes.
So I'd go daily to spend some time with her and deliver my milk. And then later on we started kangaroo parenting.
Okay.
I'd look forward to those sessions because I'm like, yes, I'm going to see her. She'll be lying on me.
You'll be doing skin-to-skin care, bonding with her.
Yes, because the nurses encouraged it. They're like, you're bonding with her and she's growing. So we wanted her to grow. I made sure, okay. And before feeding time, I want to be there when they feed. I want to see how they're feeding her.
Oh, wow.
I want to learn as much as I can, because after here, I'll be taking care of the baby. So the nurses and the support will not be here. And the nurses were so friendly. We built great relationships. They even told me of the delivery story when your daughter, we almost saw flames. And this is what my gynae also said. He, few days after, when I was still admitted, he came. Very calm doctor. I like him so much and I can recommend him to anyone.
And this is doctor?
This is Dr. Baloi. Stephen
at Malberton
Hospital, yes.
Okay.
Then he came, he's like, mommy, baby's fine. We are happy with the progress and everything. Have you went to see the baby? Yes, I have.
Wow.
And I told him how I feel.
Yes.
Then he's like, all I can say about your baby is that baby's a miracle. I'm like, okay, what do you mean? He's like, when you got here, the placenta was about 50% attached to you. When we opened you up, we just saw black. So his story and the nurse's version when I came to visit the baby meshed. And I'm like, okay, I don't know what to say then. I guess this was what was supposed to happen for her to come. And he's like, that's the word I can use is miracle, because at some point while I was busy, I got scared myself, and I've been doing this for years. It's like I panicked a bit because I was worried this baby was gonna die. And the other nurse said she was blue when she was born. She came out blue. they had to wait for a moment for her to catch her breath, and then she regained breath and regained color and started crying. So I'm like, we don't know how God works.
God works miraculously because what happened to you and I, a lot of gynaes will tell you that's why your doctor says that your daughter is a miracle baby. Because often than not, when a mother experiences placental abruption, if they are not near a health facility, the mother and the baby pass on.
Imagine.
So you were blessed that you arrived on time at the hospital and you got medical attention. That's why your doctor was like, during the procedure, when I was busy working on it, he was scared that the baby would pass on. You know, it's God. That's how God works. If there's one thing that this journey has taught us, we might not have seen God physically, but what happened to us, for us to be here today, it's a miracle. We've seen the hands of God upon our lives, and we are so grateful for that. We are so grateful for that. So hearing that, I know that another thing that this journey has taught us is to pray for our babies more than we pray for ourselves. Every day we used to tell God, please help my baby grow. Please help my baby graduate out of the neonatal. You know, so I want to find out, during her neonatal intensive care unit stay, because you said she stayed there for how long?
Almost 7 weeks.
Almost 7 weeks. Wow. I mean, born at 30 weeks and she stayed only 7 weeks. Wow. This is indeed a miracle baby, you know. Did she have any challenges during her NICU stay?
No. So the first week she was using oxygen. She didn't use it for long, and then she was able to breathe on her own.
Wow.
Then the only other thing we experienced was the blue lights. The blue lights, you know, jaundice.
Jaundice, okay.
It came twice, and yeah, it was something that kind of put me back, but I quickly remembered even full-term babies also come with jaundice, so it's a natural thing that babies might be born with. And the nurses also told me it can come and go how many times it wants to. It's normal, it's natural, and it will go away.
Yes.
So at least there weren't serious challenges, there weren't backstabs, everything was fine.
Oh, that's amazing. My daughter also experienced jaundice during her first week in the neonatal, and I was so surprised. You know, when I went there and I found her, well, her eyes were actually covered. With her, it was covered.
They cover with those small glasses.
Yes, I remember those days. So another thing that I want to find out from you, I remember when we met. Do you still remember when we met?
That's when my baby was getting discharged.
Was getting discharged. How was the feeling when they said to you, your baby's ready to go home? What was your feeling? What did you feel at that moment?
We were so excited to take her home.
Oh, wow.
Because we were counting down, you know, when you're almost there, and then you and the whole team starts counting down. Oh, today she was weighing this, mommy. No, we might take her home tomorrow, and then tomorrow, she didn't pick up. And then when they weigh her, we still need to keep her here for a while.
Okay.
But when that day came, we were told, no, tomorrow definitely she's going home. We went prepared.
Oh, wow.
With my mom, with her little outfit. And the outfit was huge because she was so tiny. She was this small. Yeah. But it was a happy day. When we got home, we were singing, we were dancing, welcoming her home.
Wow.
It was such a special moment.
I can imagine. I mean, we all get so excited because the journey to the hospital, it's not an easy one. It's emotionally challenging, and it's just everything. You know, having your daughter in the neonatal intensive care, it's not it's not easy on its own. So the first night, did you sleep? Or you just kept staring at your baby thinking she might forget to breathe?
No ways. So my mom has experience with a premature before.
Okay.
So I was like, you know what, I trust you with her. As long as she's here and not at the hospital, because then that whole trip going to the hospital while still recovering and my feet are still swollen is done. So I'm happy she's home. We'll start our own little routine and take care of her. So my mom was taking care of her, but I'll be awake just watching her, feeding, changing at the time because I was exhausted. Like the first few days I was exhausted, still recovering from the drives and everything going up and down.
I can imagine.
But
it's quite exhausting.
It's quite exhausting and mentally taxing as well. But once I've rested a bit, then I was able to help. And then some nights I'm the one taking care, and then other nights it's her.
Oh, that's
so
beautiful.
So we were taking care of her together.
You know, on this journey, it's important to have a support structure. And I'm glad your family stepped in and walked the journey with you from day one.
I'm very grateful.
It was, you know, and our babies are so grateful to have their grannies witness their development. They're blessed to have their grannies who are there to help us pray for these people, you know, to help us walk this prematurity journey, because it's not easy at all. It's not. And I like the fact that during your journey, you mentioned that you look forward to KMC, the Skin to Skin Care, and our organization was part of the global campaign in June, where we joined GLANS, which is also part of EFCNI in Europe, Germany, where we were campaigning and encouraging mothers, be it full-term, preemies, to KMC their baby, because there's so many benefits to KMC, including weight gain, brain development of the baby, but also for the mother as well, it helps with the milk increase. And I heard in your story you mentioned that you looked forward to breastfeeding your child. And how was it the first time when you breastfed your child?
Sure, that girl gave me a run for that breast milk. You know how the nurses also told me this. Sometimes preemies take a while before they adjust to breastfeeding. Yes, they can struggle with latching, and they can struggle also with just understanding this is a breast, this is where you get food.
Yes.
You know? So with her here, and I was so annoyed because I'm like, girl, we took you. Like, it took you 7 weeks to get out of the hospital. I was doing all that up and down, and now you are here. Just latch already. I can't be pumping for you while you have been discharged. I don't understand. Then I was pumping for her because it took her a while, actually.
Yes.
I remember this other time I was so frustrated. I called my pediatrician. I'm like, yo, I'm giving up. I'm this close to giving up because this girl is not latching. No, mommy, please be patient with her. I'm like, this doctor doesn't know what I'm going through. I was exhausted.
I can imagine.
And then I'm like, okay, I'm giving it one final chance. Otherwise, because some kids don't breastfeed at all.
Yes.
Like, they don't breastfeed. I'm like, maybe she's one of those who don't breastfeed. Maybe I'm forcing her to do something that she doesn't want to.
Yes.
And then I'm like, okay, let me give it one more try. And I was so angry that day. I'm like, she'll have to breastfeed no matter what. I kept her here. I actually forced her because I'm like, even when she pulled back her head, I just kept her close. I kept her close, and it worked. Maybe when she'd pull, I'll leave it. I'll leave her to be. But that day, because I kept her close, she ended up sucking my breast, and she breastfed well.
Oh, wow.
I was watching this, and I'm like, is she feeding? Is she doing it? Because I was also breastfeeding for the first time, and she was there sucking. I'm like, is this it?
Yes.
I couldn't believe it.
You couldn't believe it.
I couldn't believe it. I'm like, yo.
An aha moment for the both of you.
And finally, she'll breastfeed. I'll stop pumping for her.
Oh, wow.
It was something else. And I'm like, wow, God does miracles. How does this baby know that there's food that's going to come out of here? And she knows how to suck already. And she's breastfeeding. Like, it's happening.
Yes.
And then I breastfed until I went back to work. So now I've started her own formula. When I go to the office, she drinks her formula.
During the day?
During the day, she drinks formula, and then in the morning and throughout the night, I still breastfeed.
Oh, that's beautiful. And for how long do you intend breastfeeding?
As long as I can, but less than 2 years. But she's naughty now. I don't know what stage this is, where she's breastfeeding while dancing and jumping around while breastfeeding. I'm like, what is this milk doing to this child? She'll be hopping around. Next thing, she's slapping me. Just breastfeed. What are you doing?
Yeah.
She's dancing up and down like, hi, girl. Just eat. Just
Wow. I'm glad to hear that you are still breastfeeding, and in August you will be a year old.
Yes, she's
Oh
turning
my
a year old
word.
on the 1st of August.
I'm so excited for you. I'm so excited, and I'm crossing my fingers that at least you guys can breast for at least 2 years. Like you're saying that you wish to breastfeed for at least 2 years.
I wish to, but at this rate,
You're
my
not sure?
nipples, I can't.
No, please.
It's
You owe
too
it to my
much.
baby.
Why is
You
she?
owe it. You
Please
owe it to
speak
my
to
baby.
her. Please speak to her to tone it down a bit. You can't be breastfeeding while dancing, Aibo.
Mommy, you used to dance during
Oh
pregnancy,
my gosh,
so
and I did.
you see?
I
Yes,
did.
she's used to those moves.
She
She's
is.
used to those moves.
She is.
I'm glad to hear that you are still breastfeeding, and breastfeeding is very important for our kids. It's like KMC, there's lots and lots of benefits, and with breast milk, we know you can feed on the go. It's got lots of nutrients that our babies need in order for them to develop. And it also, for the both of you, it's bonding time. So she's excited because the whole day you've been at the office. Now you're back home. That's why she's dancing from this side to the next, because she's excited that mommy's back home.
And it feels good. It feels good to be
I'm
bonding
glad.
with her at that
I'm
level.
glad to hear that. I'm glad to hear, and I'm praying that you two will breastfeed for as long as she wants, and for as long as you're still enjoying it. And even there will be moments where she bites a little bit that nipple, that nipple.
She
Please,
has
baby.
started because she'll be there. Next thing she hears something, she just pulls her face. My nipple is still in your mouth. Please be considerate.
No, leave my baby
I just
alone.
did.
I'm glad
She's
to
doing
hear
too much
that.
now. It's too much.
Okay, so with all the family support, with all the medical support that you received on this journey, what message would you give to a family that has just embarked on this journey, or one day when they visit our podcast and listen to your story? What do you want them to know about prematurity? What message do you have for them?
So I'd say, like I said a little before, prematurity is just a special way that these kids couldn't wait to meet us. And also, I believe that if we were not strong enough to handle it, then God wouldn't have chosen us as the parents for premature babies. But because He knew that we could manage.
Yes.
He knew that we'll be able to raise them normally like normal kids or full-term babies. He brought them to, or he exposed prematurity to us. And also, it's a natural thing that happens. And our professionals are very qualified for this. They are trained, they know what they are doing, so trust them.
Yes.
And also, if you have questions, ask, talk to families, talk to other moms.
Yes.
Join teams like Matlohonolo, the tribe, where we talk about these things and get support. So don't walk the journey alone, because it's not an easy one. You are going to need support.
Yes.
And when you have support, then you'll be able to handle it. And I believe, with my journey, I saw God's grace through everything, because as I've told you, there were ups and downs, like it was traumatic throughout the whole thing. But I can confidently say I saw God's grace at work.
Yes.
I saw God's grace at work, and we are special to be chosen.
Yes.
Or I feel special to be chosen as a preemie mom, because I could see God's grace on my journey from starting to end, and in progress. I can see this girl is developing. She's growing. We are talking now. We are learning mama, tata. When I go to work, it's tata. I'm leaving for work now. And she's crawling, she's standing while balancing, and she's working. So it's just a way of how they come to the world. But after that, they are still our babies, and they are just babies.
Yes.
They also need to grow and everything else.
Okay.
And we must do away with myths. Because when I went home, this other older lady was like, "No, you had a preemie baby because you had a baby at an older age." It's because everyone else around me, or almost everyone, already had babies and all that. So let's teach our families that prematurity is natural.
Yes.
It's not because you are old, it's not because it's your first child or what. It's not, none of those things. prematurity can be caused by many things.
Yes.
Yours was caused by UTI infection.
Yes.
Mine was caused by preeclampsia, high blood. So it's a natural thing that can happen to anyone.
Thank you so much that you've embraced this journey wholeheartedly. And I'm happy to hear that, because a lot of us take time to adjust. A lot of us are in denial during the first few years of prematurity. And here you are, less than a year, 11 months old, and you've embraced this journey, and you also want us and many other families that are going to listen to this story to know that it's normal.
It's
For
normal.
anyone to give birth prematurely. It's not because you gave birth when later in your 20s or in your 30s.
No.
It's normal.
It's
Even
normal.
those ones that give birth at 20 years, they do experience prematurity. 25, they do experience that. So this is something that God only chooses a few, and this is us.
That's us.
To
So-
witness His miracle in the making. You know, because
Exactly.
we now know how a 30-weeker baby looks like. Many people know a full term, but we've seen.
We've helped, we've taken care, we've nurtured this, and we've grown it to be
Exactly.
where it
And
is
this
now.
is one thing that we always say in the tribe, that our kids are thriving. And we are so grateful to be part of this journey, because this is the one journey where we are led by them, not even pregnancy books. We can read them just for knowledge, but we allow our kids to lead the journey. Oh, thank you so much, Mami, for coming through to share your journey with us. We trust and hope that any family that finds themselves on our page will learn a lot from what you've experienced and understand that prematurity is normal. Whether you are older, and we decided to fall pregnant when we were older. And we are not saying people must fall pregnant early to avoid prematurity. This is unavoidable. Only God knows
Only
that
God.
who will be chosen to be on this journey.
True.
And we've embraced it, and hence we're here to raise awareness about prematurity, to tell the world about our premature birth untold stories. So we want it to be normal. We want to normalize prematurity. So Mami, now that you've shared your story and you've been part of the tribe for 11 months now, what can you say about the support you receive from our tribe?
I would encourage people to join the tribe or join their own tribe if they're not comfortable with being in this tribe. The support is great, and we share untold stories. We share our own experiences, and it's great to have people who have a similar background to you supporting you and discussing and talking about these things on a daily basis. I want to thank you for this opportunity to come here to share my journey and to raise awareness of prematurity, and to also encourage families to stay positive and trust God. God is faithful, and He'll take you through the journey.
Thank you so much. We really appreciate it, Mami Ivy. Thank you. Stay tuned and look forward to the next podcast. Bye for now.